Prior to beginning today's professional learning, you will need to have the following items. You will need your computer logged into your Schoologies group, and you must be logged in using Google Chrome. Go ahead and pause the video. Once logged in and ready to go, press play. Welcome to today's professional learning of the Mid-Atlantic District's new Agenda and Minutes tool. We will begin today's learning by reviewing DoDEA's vision and mission, and that is excellence in education for every student, every day, everywhere. And our mission is to educate, engage, and empower military-connected students to succeed in a dynamic world. Our group norms today are the same norms that we've been using for the past couple of years. Noting in the middle, to be here, prepared to be nowhere else. We have two learning targets for today's session. First, we're going to learn where to locate the new Agenda and Minutes tool, and we'll also have a working understanding of this new tool. Our work today is directly aligned to our Mid-Atlantic framework as we focus in on focused collaboration and professional learning, and everything that we do is meant for student success. So to begin today's learning, you should be logged on to your school's Schoology group using Google Chrome. If you're not there, pause the video, get logged in, and then push play when you're ready to begin. Now that you're logged into your school's Schoology group, notice resources on the far left side. Select resources. Once you select that, look for the black folder that is labeled Focus Collaboration School Year 1920. Go ahead and select that. Once selected, you'll notice that you have a link. This is the link to all of your Agenda and Minutes tools for your whole school. It will have your school's name and then Focus Collaboration Agenda and Minutes tool. Select that link and it will take you to a document that looks like this. Please don't start clicking any links yet. Give me a second to go over this document and then we'll click and we'll start to go a little deeper. So within this document, you have your PDCAs for all of your groups in your school. Where it says forums, these are your focused collaboration groups for your school, and the links beside it are the links directly to your tool. Below, there are additional resources that may come in handy for you within your focused collaboration meeting, and also some video resources. Notice this is a working document that we hope that will grow over time to provide more and more resources for us. Now, I know you're ready to do so, so please click the Practice Tool link. Once you click that, another link will pop up. Select that link, and that will take you directly to your school's Practice Focus Collaboration Agenda and Minutes tool. Notice your tool has been personalized for your school with your school colors and logo. We'll be looking at Shugart Middle School's practice tool for today. And that's just what we want you guys to do, is practice for a little bit. Go in and play with this tool some. Type in where in each one of the items, notice if it says required, it will have a red star beside it, and we have required 1 SMART goal, and a second SMART goal is an optional, so you do not have to type anything where it is optional or doesn't have a red star, right? So what we're going to ask you to do is take about 5 minutes to go into this tool and just practice and play. Pause the video for 5 minutes, restart the video after the 5-minute time frame. Now that you've had a chance to go in on your own and play with the practice tool, we want to take a moment to go over some of the features of the tool. Notice that at the beginning of this section and at other sections, there may be a small set of directions. This set of directions lets the facilitator know that this part of the document up to where it says attendees, needs to be filled out prior to the meeting starting. You can find this information on the PDCA for this document. So we're going to select our PDCA and go directly into our document. Notice this is personalized. This is the practice. We were working on the Shugart Middle School practice tool. This is the PDCA for that. It has our SMART goal in purple. If you scroll to the right, you'll see the actual PDCA is in bright yellow with status in green. And then right after that is the planning for the next focus collaboration. The items within this spreadsheet were actually typed in at the last meeting. The meetings are also put in order from the last meeting to the first meeting in the left-hand timestamp side. So let's go back to the tool by toggling back at the top where it says practice and see what we need to fill in first. We need to get our SMART goal first, and then we'll have to find our facilitator, scribe, timekeeper, and materials to bring. So toggling back over to my PDCA, I'm going to locate my SMART goal from the last session. I'm going to double click on it, hit Control-C to copy, move back over to my tool, and then Control-V to paste. And I've now pasted my SMART goal from our last session. I'm going to toggle back to my practice. We do not have a SMART goal, and remember that is optional. Most of the groups will only have just one SMART goal. We'll go to our PDCA, we'll go past it. For our planning from our next focus collaboration, last time we determined that Pat was the facilitator, Wendy was the scribe, and Mo was the timekeeper, and we needed to bring work samples. I'm going to go back in. So we have Pat, Wendy, Mohan, and then we needed to bring a work sample. But notice work sample is not one of the choices, so we're going to type that in at other. And we stop. This part of the document needs to be filled out prior to the session beginning, and we have to wait on the attendees to begin the meeting. So for this instance, we're going to have Pat, Wendy, and Mohan be the attendees for this meeting. We are going to review our norms, and then we're going to move to the next section. In this section, you should begin every focus collaboration meeting by reviewing your PDCA. Notice that you can select the link again. It takes us back to the same one, or since I have it open on my page, I'm just going to toggle back to it. I'm going to go over to where the PDCA is located, and notice here that we have the status. The status says complete, complete. So we've already done these items, but we have one item here that is ongoing, and it said bring work samples from the lesson, and this is ongoing. Right now, we brought it in, so I'm going to select that and type in complete. The PDCA makes sure that we keep up with everything we have going on throughout our meetings. Next, we're going to go over our agenda, and our agenda was established from our last meeting, and we can find that in our PDCA over in the light blue section. Locate the light blue section, Control-C to copy, and then Control-V to paste. So we are going to review our work samples from the lesson and determine our next steps. From here, we determine what question we're focused on. And in this one, it is question 2, how would they know if they know it? Next, we have to determine what stage we are in. If you're not sure whether you're in stage 4 or stage 5, you just have to click on the hyperlink and it will take you over to a document that will explain what each one of those stages mean. In this case, we are in stage 5. So I'm going to go back and select stage 5 and go to next. Now it's time for the meeting to begin. We're going to continue with today's meeting, but we're going to leave about 10 minutes at the end of the meeting to complete the PDCA and plan for the next one. At the end of your meeting, you're going to write a brief summary of the meeting. All we did in this meeting is we reviewed work samples and determined we needed to reteach the rubric. We looked at our documents, and that's what we came up with. This is from the data that we collected by looking at our samples. That's it. The summary does not need to be extensive. We go to next, and now we are in our PDCA. And this is where we document our actionable items. That's all that goes in this. If by chance you have a meeting that has no actionable items, you write no action here. In this case, we do have an actionable item. We need to reteach the rubric. Okay, who has to do that? Everybody has to do it. It's due at our next session, and it is ongoing. Did we have another actionable item? Well, in this case, we did in our meeting, so I'm going to say yes. Type in our second actionable item is to bring work samples from that lesson. We need to review them again so that we can determine if the students are understanding. Who's responsible? All. We are bringing them to the next session, and it's ongoing. From here, we go next. Is there another actionable item? No, there's not. So we click no and move on to next. Now it's time to plan for our next meeting. So in this meeting, we determined that Mohan will be the facilitator, Pat will be the scribe, Wendy will be the timekeeper. From our PDCA, we determined that we needed to bring our work samples again. And our agenda for the next time is to review work samples and then determine next steps. And we are focused on critical question number 2. How will they know if they know it? And we hit submit. That's it. And notice the work that we just typed in actually leans back to what we were just doing. This is everything we typed in is housed in our PDCA. So this is really a one-stop location for all of our work, and it will grow over time. So now that we've had a chance to take a look at our work on the new Agenda and Minutes tool, I hope you have a better understanding of where to find your tool and how this process works. There are resources located on the document that you found in your Schoology group to include a cheat sheet that will be helpful in navigating through this process as well. Please give us your feedback on this training opportunity. Your principal will email you a link that will take about a minute, 2 minutes to provide feedback to us so that we continue to improve our process as we move forward. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you found it useful.